Welcome back to the 2024 Australian Flag Football Nationals. It is finals day here in Ballymore Stadium in Brisbane. It's Kate Allman on the mic alongside the stars of the Any Given Sunday podcast, T-Mac and Danny Webb. Tom McMillan in the booth with me as we see the first snap of this second women's game of the day. It's the ACT in possession up against Western Australia. ACT with early yardage. Incredible run, actually, and out of nowhere, Aaliyah Carmali got grounds and yards after catch, wearing the right knee brace there. Marches it all the way up to about 5 yards out from the halfway mark. Of course, if you're just tuning in, flag football, it's the biggest, most exciting sport in men's and women's codes at the moment worldwide. It's going to be an Olympic sport. So referee just calling a penalty there on the offense, marches it back, and they'll take a first down there. But it is flag football, the biggest, most exciting sport. LA 2028 is where it will become an Olympic sport for the first time. So all roads lead to LA. At the moment, we're watching the national tournament for Australia, where we will select the best of the best. 24 players from the women's, 24 from the men's will go into a camp at the Australian International Sport AIS Centre. From there, they would be trained up to compete at the World Championships in Finland later in the year. So it all starts now. All starts here live on your screen, streaming all day. And we're just watching a conversation being had between the officials on the turf. They'll have to restart it. Let's take a look at this ACT team. Quarterback who gets the start was going to be Aaliyah Karmali. There's been a battle between a couple of players. Green 16 is the call for the ACT women's second snap. Karmali in the quarterback position. Wobbler ball goes high. Nearly picked off by the defense. Western Australia got hands on it. Looked like Rushbrook. Great name for a defender. In fact, it was Oakley Jones. So there were two of them involved, and Oakley Jones had the crucial touch. A lot of conversations being had from the sideline. The ACT women's team have more secret play designs and names than any other team in the women's competition, I reckon. Here they go. That's incomplete, and heavy contact taken as well by the defender on the floor was the Western Australian defence. They couldn't quite get it through from Aaliyah Karmali in the ACT. Sorry, T-Mac, you were observing some of the play calls earlier.
I was just about to say what you said is 100% right. I was watching these ACT girls warming up. They've got some tricks in their bag, I think.
They absolutely do, don't they? It was Bree Payne on the floor just earlier. Here they go again. ACT with the lightning quick speed off the mark. Get downfield just as fast as they come.
Interesting play call there on the fourth play to run it from that deep. But Garrett, like you said, is very quick. Hasn't worked out well for the ACT. It's a turnover on downs.
So Jade Garrett, you're right, had the speed to burn, got upfield, but didn't quite get to the halfway mark. And it will be a turnover on downs. Flag football, you've got to get to the halfway mark at the fourth down or less. Then you have another 4 to get through. So WA with their first possession. Quarterback goes forward straight to the hands of number 17. Western Australia with their first possession and reception. And I'm not quite sure who's 17 because they haven't listed a 17.
That makes it a little bit hard.
So we will find that out. Might get our man Danny Webb to go and find out at halftime exactly who 17 is. Another reception. Incompletion though, a dropped catch there by the West Australians. Jasmine Burke had it and lost it. Here they go again. Shovel pass forward. Western Australia can't get it through. The quarterback's working really hard. Amanda Howson for West Australia. She is one of those players that is a journeywoman. She's played in every state of Australia and has represented Australia in tackle. She also went over last year to the US and lived there to play in the WNFC. Actually played for Mississippi. So really made the WNFC All-Star team a star of the game in the tackle format. Amanda Howson has to take evasive action. The pressure caused the ball to wobble and the defense stood firm. A great catch by the defensive player, Brianna Payne, for the ACT. Brings a world of pain to the first possession for WA, and they turn over off the pick.
She's done really well to take that catch there, but keep her feet in as well. Didn't get any extra yards, but still great starting position for the ACT.
Absolutely, great starting position. So they'll turn over. QB Aaliyah Karmali has it again. There's motion coming. Handoff goes upfield. Tag pulled pretty quickly though, and they'll get a few yards. ACT from Aaliyah Karmali, who's really controlling the offense, and Jade Garrett with the handoff.
A couple of early touches for Garrett, just getting her into the game.
Karmali, Garrett is the one making all the motion at the backfield at the moment. Fake the handoff, goes forward instead. Great play, reaches Kira O'Connor. There's a yellow flag thrown by one of the referees, and it looks like it'll go upfield anyway. It was probably on the defense there. Maybe too much contact. Now, just explain the rules, would you, T-Mac, for those who are interested and new to the game about contact in flag football?
So absolutely no contact. It is. They don't call it. They used to call it touch. Well, there is a touch version, but anything that is deemed to be excessive contact, which has happened there on the defence number 5 for WA, Riley. It wasn't much, but it was obviously enough on the QB, and they've deemed it to be a penalty.
And a penalty can really hurt you on offense. Obviously, the 5-yard or the 10-yard for some of the worst penalties. This gets them right up in scoring range. 5 yards to the end zone. Carmally surveys the scene, goes short and drops it too short. Couldn't get to Kira O'Connor. There was a player wide in the end zone, and the pink gloves of Lucy Glowag were running rampant in that end zone in the left corner. She couldn't find them. I've seen a couple of players with the pink gloves and pink shoe combo. Herdman, another from the South Australian side. Was it South Australian? No, Victorian.
No, that was the Queenslanders yesterday.
Queensland with women and men weapons on both sides. Carmally goes into the end zone, puts it up and tries to collect hands of her teammate. Couldn't though. There were 2 defenders right there to shut it down.
Third down, 2 plays to go. We've only got 6 yards to go, but haven't really been moving the ball that well to start the game.
And it has been all the way of the West Australians so far. Things are just falling into place. No score yet, though. Tight formation. Jade Garrett in motion, runs back, quick feet, twitchy route runner she is, goes long into the end zone. It was there to take, and it was dropped. That is one gone begging. The ACT women had it within range. It was in the end zone, almost the perfect ball to get over the heads of the defence. And I believe it was Laura Fletcher who dropped it in a clutch moment. They'll have another down, though, so there's a chance to resurrect and get back one they wish they had again.
The sun's definitely come out. I wonder if that was sun in the eyes there.
You're so right. That's a great call, T-Mac. As the sun comes out on Ballymore Stadium, all the players come out of the playbook for the ACT. Carmally has to run forward, does find a player. The safe hands this time of Laura Fletcher makes up for the drop catch and gets 6 points on the board, the first of the match for the ACT women.
I think it was O'Connor that they're going to give the touchdown to, though, coming across the front.
You are right. That's absolutely correct. O'Connor got there. It was Fletcher that was running the defensive distraction in front. O'Connor gets the first touchdown of the day here. The ACT women, Carmally just loses that one. Slipped out of the hands. And disappointing too, because she had a woman totally open on the end zone line.
Yeah, definitely. It's these 1 points all game, every game so far. They're just everyone's not quite converting their touchdowns, and it has come back to bite a couple of teams. So,
and you leave points on the board, T-Mac, that you wish you could come back for. And later on in the game, as we enter, later in the day, as we enter semi-finals, it's going to become crucial. Every single conversion. WA now in the driver's seat to return serve. 6 points up to the Victorians. Howson goes forward. Jasmine Burke has the first reception of this drive and earns about 5 yards.
Interesting setup there. They went for the double QB setup there.
Well, there's lots of different setups, and I think that's what's fascinating about flag football, T-Mac. You can have 2 QBs, you can hand off back pass, then forward pass. All kinds of variations without the tackle involved. Oh, that's straight to the hands of the defense. Picked it like a dirty nose. ACT with something out of nothing. That was absolutely incredible play. The blitzer got straight in the face of the offense. Unbelievable stuff. Bree gets the first score from the defensive side. Oh, look at that. You love to see it.
I can only imagine that she just didn't see her because she literally just threw it straight down her throat.
And there's the conversion as well. That was too easy. Danny de Groot just stood up tall in the end zone. picked it off. So ACT in quick succession get 2 touchdowns and a conversion. They're 13 points up on the West Australians.
The Western Australians coming in with 2 wins, 2 losses. ACT 1 win, 3 losses. So interesting start. ACT on top early.
On top very early. And Bree with one of the plays of the day so far. Bree Payne, 44.
It's a good start for this set, though, for the WA.
So WA with they have a reception early. Just lost my words there, as that was, I'm still reeling from that play by Brianna Payne. Here they go, Howson, blitz coming, has to go high and long and find someone, but it's gone begging. That was through the fingertips of the receiver. Unbelievable stuff. Jasmine Burke was so close, yet so far. If she had caught that, there was absolutely nothing in her way there, T-Mac. She was streaming straight to the house.
No, nothing but grass in front of her there. Burke was definitely gone, but just a little bit overthrown.
Slight overthrow hurts you when they needed it most. WA need to get points on this drive. Howson looking around for options, finds someone sideline. Jasmine Burke, heavy contact. Oh, she is hurting after that one. A yellow flag comes out late, and I think the crowd wanted it to come out a lot earlier. Looks like there was almost a head clash there, and she looks at least winded. Look at this replay, yeah. Honestly, it looked like a stray elbow in the head and maybe something into the chest as well. That can really wind you. T-Mac, you've taken a few hits in your time as a player. Tell us how that feels.
Yeah, when the wind's been definitely knocked out of her there, and it's going to take a few seconds to get up. But West, that was heavy contact, and there is no surprise that there's a flag on that play.
Player's still down, so we'll get the medics to check her out. Both coaches there. So the head on the elbow, I think, of the defensive player. Obviously ball tipped. She stayed down, and she's still down. She's just got back up, actually helped along by her coaches, and receives a round of applause from the sideline. Both teams happy to see that no one gets hurt in this national tournament. Might be limping a little bit. She is one of those players that's just so elusive. She's a first-year player as a wide receiver, never had any football experience, from a basketball background, but you can see how the hands and speed of a basketballer can be so useful in flag football, and that is one of the exciting things about this game, this format, T-Mac. We can get athletes from other sports. If you want to be an Olympian, you've got great hands and speed, come play flag football, because there's a chance. You've got 4 years run into LA 2028. It could be the biggest sport of LA.
Yeah, 100%. And like you said, the crossover between sports is, there's so many different aspects to flag football, so there's a spot for anyone and everyone.
There are so many different positions and opportunities to play as an Olympian. We are very much hoping that all of the best stars of any code come and give it a whirl, because we can see from these games just how powerful someone like Jasmine Burke could be. Turnover to ACT. Sorry, WA have it in possession.
Yeah, the flag just pushed them back, but that was 4th down, so crucial that they got over the halfway there.
West Australia get over the halfway and receive a new set of downs. Their QB, Amanda Howson, receives it now. There were 2 QBs. She does go the back pass. Louise Devine, that was a nice little trick play. They didn't end up getting much yardage. That's the problem with those back passes. 2 back passes can often send you back further. They've started exactly where they left off.
Yeah, didn't gain a yard there. Like you said, I like the ideas of the plays, but the defense of the ACT was all over that one.
Who are you liking in defense for the ACT?
Well, we've already seen 1 pick six. You can't go past that. That was the biggest play of the game.
Pick six by Brianna Payne. And there is the response from the WA women. all the way to the end zone from way downtown. Tegan Brown gets on the scoreboard, puts her Raiders 6 points up. And that was an incredible throw, an incredible reception. It went pretty high. It had to get over the tall heads of people like Brianna Payne. It almost batted away. That was the previous play. Here they go. They're going to go for a 2-point conversion. So from the 10-yard mark, they can get 2 points up. That would be crucial at this stage of the game. Howson has to loft it long, gets to the corner post. No, she doesn't. It's broken up by the ACT women. Defensive. Kylie West and Laura Fletcher stood strong.
That was an incredible throw there from Devine across field as well. So there it is there on replay. Over halfway, and it has made it all the way to the end zone. So incredible play there from the WA.
So a great throw and almost a great catch. WA had their chance to respond, got 6 points, couldn't get the conversion. It's 13-6 here in Ballymore. And early motion. Too much motion. So a false start on the offense. Of course, that is when you are a receiver and you run over the line of scrimmage before the ball is snapped, which is when it's passed back. So the pass back off the ground is the snap. Here it comes. Back to the quarterback. Fakes the handoff. Goes forward instead to the pink gloves of Catherine. No, it's not Catherine. It's Kira O'Connor. The blitzer on the defense and an absolute blitz of speed on the offense gets forward the ACT women.
Again, the pink gloves coming out and they're more than effective.
Sun coming out as well. Beautiful day now in Ballymore. There's the snap coming. Fakes the handoff again. Once more goes down the middle. It's picked off. The WA women have it in hands. Streaming back upfield. Nearly turned it around.
It's St. Ruth with a huge pick there and giving WA back the ball. The early dominance from ACT is really starting to turn around with these Raiders getting back on top.
Laura St. Ruth, incredible play. Struthy, she's known as an outback tackle player. She's played WNFC for the Denver Bandits. Experienced player, an incredible football IQ on display just now. So WA have it in control once more. Low snap, and that has really cost them there. WA women way too low for Louise Devine. Timeout called by the ACT women. And about time, because there's been a couple of mistakes on their part that really cost them.
Yeah, you're right. A few mistakes that have cost the Raiders. And like I said, ACT have been on top early. The Raiders trying to turn that around, but silly little mistakes like that pass there, which was just way too low, is just not going to be helping them going forward.
A low snap can cost you a whole play and a down, which you really need. And the first snap, it's got to be straight to your quarterback or you really shoot yourself in the foot. So Devine, the WA woman, the alternative quarterback, shares it with Amanda Howson. She's got so much time, goes all the way deep into the end zone as a player. Catherine Riley, touchdown, Western Australia. Huge arm, incredible reception, and a route was absolutely perfect. Found herself in an acreage of space. Just watch this.
That's the second pass from outside halfway that has made it all the way to the end zone for a touchdown for the WA Raiders. So they do like a deep ball.
They love a deep ball, and that one's really worked out for them. One of my favourite plays of the day, I reckon. They'll go for the 2-point conversion from the 10-yard. Devine, blitz coming. Brianna Payne brought a world of pain. There's contact in the end zone. Someone was tripped over, and I think that they want to call that back, don't they? Number 17. for the WA.
Might have got away with one there for the ACT.
I think so. There was an ankle tap there. They would love to have that again. They won't get it. Sophia Davies-Moran, I believe, was fouled in the end zone. Nevertheless, play goes on and ACT have a chance to respond. The score 13-12 in favour of ACT. Straight down the middle. Oh, she had it and lost it. Almost looked upfield too quickly. Kira O'Connor in the hands. It was a really good pass on the body straight to her. Leah Carmelli, one of the two quarterbacks they have on this ACT team. Danny de Groot, the second quarterback. The other option for the women in yellow and blue. Carmelli, motion coming. Handoff, goes to the left sideline. They get all the way around, goes upfield. Gains ground just as easily as they can. Jade Garrett, again, with the speed off the mark and yards after catch.
Yeah, they're definitely going to Garrett in the backfield quite a few times. So that's definitely a play that the ACT likes. She's quite elusive, so was able to gain 10, 12 yards quite comfortably there.
She's been really busy, hasn't she, Jade Garrett? Goes again, looking for someone downfield. Oh, it's tipped off and tipped into the hands of Western Australian Catherine Rushbrook. Wow, that's a huge defensive stop, and that's not what they needed, the ACT women. It seems like WA getting into a bit of rhythm now. Really, momentum has swung in favour of the West Australians.
100% it's turned around. Getting a pick and starting with the ball inside your own half is crucial as well. So, huge play there by Rushbrook.
And the confidence boost as well for the offense now as Howson comes back into the quarterback position and goes straight into the end zone. Doesn't muck around, goes straight to Tegan Brown. Another touchdown for the West Australian women. Tegan Brown ran a route that was as quick as lightning, found herself all the way out in space. Howson read it beautifully and sent it. And the trust between those two players to call that as their first play after the turnover, incredible.
I do like the getting a turnover, running with the momentum, and a quick strike like that. Just got the defence on the back foot, but that's 3 from 3 from inside your defensive half for a touchdown.
Howson once more has to use it quickly, can't get to Tegan Brown. Tried 2 in a row. This time the flag was pulled before the end zone. She's still on the ground. I hope she's okay. It looks like she's maybe just winded again. Some of the contact that occurs in flag football, you're often upright and you get it in the chest like that, so you can get a bit of a stinger, and the winding, she's got the thumb up.
Yeah, I think this one's definitely just a face plant on the floor.
So she'll collect herself as we head downstairs to the third member of our team. Danny Webb is with one of the stars of the ACT team.
Yeah. Receivers are injured.
So I'm here with Riley, who started on defence and then switched to offence, and in that time managed to grab a touchdown. How'd it go?
Yeah, it was pretty epic, pretty stoked with it. Lou's ball was just crisp from the QB, so that was pretty much all on her. All I had to do was secure it in my hands, so that was on her, really.
And ACT got the first 2 scores, but now you've come back to take the lead. Yeah,
we started off a little bit, I think, flat-footed, but as we've gone on, we've progressively picked up. We had such a big game last game, so I think, we were a little bit flat-footed to start with, but now we're chugging away and we're going to keep going, so, yeah.
What's the plan for the second half?
Oh, more touchdowns, hopefully. I might get a few more. Hoping for some sacks from my D. D's putting up a good show now, and we're just going to keep absolutely soldiering on like WA does.
Best of luck.
Cheers, thanks guys.
Back to you, Kat.
Oh, great job, Danny, and great job, Catherine Riley, who's played both offence and defence. Goes by Riley alone, and Speed Tavern, a sure tackler, and one of the stars of the ACT women at the moment. So it really is Western Australia in control after fighting back from the deficit. They've come in the first half and really turned it around. Momentum swings so far. And after a half-time break, I think ACT really needed this break, T-Mac. You're going to come out. What do you think you'd change if you were the coach of the ACT women?
Well, just go back to the way we started. Their pressure was elite to start the game. And as Riley said there, they were able to turn it around on defence. But ACT come out hot. Just got to go back to the way they were playing to start the game, and they were really on top. It was the defence, a defensive score early for ACT, so just get back to that pressure. That's the way they're going to turn it around. Yeah,
it was Brianna Payne who got that strip, the pick six, and ran all the way to the end zone that really changed momentum early for ACT. She put them in a great position, but they were unable to capitalise on opportunities when they had it in the offense hands. So interesting that a couple of players have switched over, and including Riley, who was playing defence and switched to offence. I wonder if a few changes will be made in terms of getting something going on the offence there. Of course, the ball is going to start in the hands of the West Australian offence, which is another disadvantage. They could go again and score, march it down the field as they are liable to do. At the moment, there's only 5 points difference, 18 to Western Australia, 13 to Australian Capital Territory. Plenty of time in this match and a pretty well-matched game so far. Let's see how it all unravels in the second half. Davies Morgan snaps it back to Louise Devine, who gets up the field, back to the snapper. And Davies Morgan leaned forward for an extra yard. Probably got about halfway to the halfway point, the quarterway point of the field.
ACT have got to get it into the face, whether it is Devine or Howson at QB. They've got such a strong arm, both of them, so they really have to start getting in her face to put a bit of pressure on her.
And Howson is able to play wide receiver, which she's doing on the left sideline at the moment. Brianna Payne came quickly, and it was Davies Morgan who had the safe hands above the head, collected it nicely, marches it all the way past the halfway point, and they will continue this drive. They take a little huddle quickly, and it is interesting being able to have two weapons, as you say, in quarterback, especially for the women. It's not often the case. They've switched around. They've obviously got some design plays for Howson and some design for Louise Devine. It's Devine in position now to take the snap. Trips right for WA women. Long ball deep. It's in the end zone and is out of the hands of Jasmine Burke. Couldn't reel it in. Was really tightly covered. Great defence on that occasion by the ACT women.
They were able to get up in her face. That's exactly what I called for, and it was exactly what was needed. She overthrew slightly, but that was due to the pressure in her face, I reckon.
Pressure was right on her. Man-to-man defence in the end zone has been clutch from the ACT women. WA go again. Devine to the sideline. Oh, contact before the catch could be made. It was 33 for the ACT women. Rihanna Kuss with the hands in the way. Almost had the body in the way, but referees let that one go.
They're not scared to throw it from deep here, so they're still a threat. Well, they're 3 from 3 to WA with their touchdowns from deep, so it's still a deep threat for this one.
Absolutely. Both of these quarterbacks have rocket arms and deep threats. Howson in motion. Here comes Devine over the top through the middle. Gets to her favourite receiver. That's Severe Davies Morgan once more. Really impressive above the head catch skills. Almost an AFL background for Davies Morgan. Just great hands and knows how to get open.
Yeah, not scared to throw them up there and take it either, which is half the problem. So if you're happy to get it up there and get it above your head, it just gives your quarterback so much more range of where they can throw it.
It's exactly why we are looking to poach players from games like the AFL and the netball, because those overhead skills can be so crucial and a real game changer. Davies Morgan snaps it. Long ball deep. Davies Morgan hadn't lost it. ACT with a pick in the end zone. Lucy Glowag with the pink gloves brings it down for her team in an absolutely crucial moment of this game for the ACT women. They are 5 points behind. They did not need another 6 points put on them. And Lucy Glowag ensured that did not occur.
Yeah, pick in the end zone. I think it was 4th down anyway, so as long as she batted it away, but taking the pick is always good for the stats.
Pick in the end zone is one of the best. Second only to the pick six. So Danny de Groot will now snap the ball for the ACT women. Here they go. Kamali sends it forward. Elusive player. That is Jade Garrett. Garrett goes through the 50, the 10. Flag pulled and the yellow flag thrown by the referee. There's way too much contact in that case. And she's got her right knee strapped and actually kept it out straight as she fell. The tag was pulled by the WA defender, Laura St. Ruth. But it looks like Jade Garrett might be in a bit of trouble here with the knee.
Yeah, I reckon it's dug into the turf a little bit there, which if it is already a little bit sore, she's got it strapped. That's not going to be helping it.
Looks like the strapping of a medial ligament. As someone who's done a few different ligaments in the knee, I can determine strapping from a fair way off. But she seems to be walking okay, so that's good signs for Garrett, who had absolute incredible footwork there. I'd love to get a replay of that little run because that's one of the best through traffic that we've seen. Clever little steps to get through all kinds of defence, get upfield, almost into space. But a game-saving, well, a touchdown-saving play made by the defence.
Yeah, here's the replay here. Look at the elusiveness all the way. Taking it from 5 yards deep.
Look at those 4 players going after her. Fortunately, the speed of St. Ruth to catch up. Unusual to catch Garrett when she's out in space. Didn't get to the top speed in time. Kamali, the QB, snaps it, fakes the handoff, looks long instead. Corner, gets to the WA player instead. Catherine Riley with the pick in the end zone. So they've done exactly what they did to them. It's response after response.
Riley
ACT
doing it on both ends of the field.
Unable to get the touchdown, and Riley grabs it instead. Turnover in the end zone, which is exactly what WA had happen earlier. So this is an interesting, fascinating match. It's an arm wrestle at the moment. 13-18 is still the scoreline. That is how we went into halftime. Howson comes back into QB through the hands and tipped down just in time. Rachel Batika was about ready to pounce, didn't quite get there.
I reckon that one hurts ACT a bit more. It was on the first play of the drive in the offense, so to lose a pick like that in the end zone, that's definitely going to hurt.
It was interesting. No one was really in the region from that side as they see another play go forward. That is good yardage for the West Australian women. Davies Morgan reaches forward again.
I am starting to wonder. We'll have to speak to Danny when he's down there again. Is the sun starting to have a factor?
Yeah, we will get down to him at the end of the game and get his insight. Oh, that's a great catch, Davies Morgan. Elite level catch, single hand out. There's yellow laundry thrown by the referees. But that was absolutely incredible. She was turned upfield, had to turn all the way around 360 degrees. Left hand grab in the air. Just rank the difficulty of that one, T-Mac.
Oh, the left hand turning, you're putting it up at a 7 or 8 there comfortably. But then being able to bring the second hand in and take the catch.
Elite ball control. Davies Morgan showing why she is a player to watch in this competition. One of the newer players. We don't have too much information on her, but certainly she's entertaining to watch. Howson, high snap, brings it down. Davies Morgan was in the area. I think that just bounced on the turf. No, it didn't. I believe Brianna Payne has just caught another pick. She had the pick 6 earlier, and Brianna Payne brings another world of pain in the second half. Turnover. And ACT women have possession and a chance to get the up on the West Australians.
I like where they've got this too. 2 or 3 yards just before the halfway. You got 2 or 3 plays where you can strike and go deep if you need to.
Time to respond. ACT need 5 points. Carmeli. DeGroot snapping. Motion coming to the left-hand side. Fakes it. Goes to the middle instead. Great ball. And really safe hands of Michelle Greenwood.
Getting over that halfway, a fresh set of downs here for ACT.
So Greenwood's come into the match, and I noticed that Garrett is still on the sideline after taking that heavy collision earlier. That would usually be the position of Garrett. Instead, Greenwood is on the turf. They've got trips right now, ACT. No one on the left. This will be an interesting play. Here comes motion. Handoff is good. The fake was excellent, but it didn't get them too much yardage. Only a few extra metres gained, and Monty ended up catching it, well, grabbing it out of the hands. She's an Australian Frisbee convert. Hannah Monty, explosive in space, tremendous instincts, and an athlete on both sides of the ball. There's all kinds of motion and tricks you can conjure up in flag football. Now they go trips left. De Groot snapping to Carmali. 2 blitzes may be coming. Carmali, no blitz, does come, goes to the middle instead, evades the tackle. Kira O'Connor marches upfield, gets even within range of the touchdown zone, also known as the end zone. They're about 8 yards out.
Yeah, that was good. A nice little bit of elusive play there from O'Connor to catch. And yards after the catch we speak about quite often, so that was quite good. Time out here taken by WA, it looks like.
So time out, as you say, to WA, and it seems like the momentum has shifted once more. It was in the hands of WA late in the first half, and now in the second half, ACT have come out strong. They've had nothing to show for it so far. It's been 13-18, exactly the same score as we had at half-time. And I'm just wondering what these coaches would be saying to their players. Carmali, they're nodding along as quarterback. She's played well. They need something a bit special, though, if they're going to get one up on the West Australians.
Yeah, like you said, no score since that halftime. It's been a real defensive battle. We're up, 2 or 3 picks in this half already. So I just feel like it's which QB can make the most of their opportunities in the next 5 minutes is the team that's going to go. It'll go a long way towards winning.
In the quarterback position now, Carmali, actually also a doctor. She was a standout in the North Sydney Rebels in the 2023 Gridiron Tackle Competition. Has the arm strength, needs the accuracy here. Long ball deep into the end zone. It's to the hands of her teammate, Kira O'Connor. There's the score they needed. The ACT women. Carmali finds O'Connor, and they go up for the first time in this match. Well, they don't actually. It's still going to be 18-16, but if they can get a conversion, they'd be 1 point closer. A little confusion as to what is occurring now with the referees. We don't have mics down there, but it looks like they're going to go for a 2 point conversion, or is it the 4th down here, T-Mac?
The referees were definitely having a discussion. I think they're discussing whether
feed in or not, I think.
Yeah. The WA coach on the sideline was definitely...
It is going to be 4th down, so apparently the feet were not in. And Danny de Groot will snap it again. They have to score on this play. Maybe game over. Carmali, oodles of time. 4 runners in the end zone. Wobbler ball goes up. It was off their hands and it was up there for the taking. Michelle Greenwood lost sight of it as it fell down, and that's an opportunity gone begging.
Yeah, turnover on downs after that one. Like you said, they needed it to take advantage of something there because we are getting low on time and it's quite tight. One score game. Yeah, going deep in there. A couple of times we've seen coming off hands, but players able to turn around and get it, but just not quite on that time.
It was a bit of a wobbler out of the hands of the QB as well, so you can't really blame the defence, the receivers too much for that one as WA get their reception in response through Sophia Davies-Morgan. Probably the busiest receiver so far. She is snapping, she is receiving, and so often we see that as a game matchmaker. The centre, who can also run upfield and receive, can be like an extra receiver. That's what they're doing here. Goes forward again to Davies-Morgan, who has space, turns upfield, cuts in, gets over the halfway mark, and gets another set of downs for the West Australian women.
Yeah, you're exactly right. With the centre being able to be up the field as a receiver, it's a real extra weapon for each team.
They've brought back Louise Devine. It seems like Devine and their other quarterback, Amanda Howson, is sharing the position. Probably going to determine who plays better and who will be their quarterback in the final. Devine has it in hands, goes to her favourite. Davies Morgan has space on the sideline, had to cut in, got through two, and got 2 tags pulled by Lucy Glowag and teammate.
She's having an absolute game.
Glowag, yeah, she is impressive. She's also come across from the tackle form of the sport. I know she plays in the Sydney League and really one to watch. Watch out, though, for the blitz of Payne. Here she comes. Got it out fast enough, though. Did Devine. Got to Jasmine Burke. And extra yardage was good. They're 6 yards out from the end zone now. If they could score and get one up now, time is counting down. They could really seal this game here with a touchdown.
Good to see Burke up and about. She was the one that went down just before half-time, so back out there and firing.
Here they go. Devine, WA to seal it. Yes, they get the reception. Do they get to the end zone? No, not quite. It's marked a yard short of the pylon. Great work. And as you say, Sophia Davies-Morgan, the centre who can do it all, is doing that right now. They're on their 4th down, though. They'll have to get it over in this one.
And in this format, inside the 5 yards, the QB can't run, so it has to be a passing play here.
Davies-Morgan, low snap, gets it back and gets the touchdown. Those two, Devine and Davies-Morgan, putting on an absolutely divine show here in the second half of Western Australian women. They found a recipe that works. It smells good, it tastes even better, and it's working out for the West Australian women. Touchdown. Here's the replay.
Yeah, smart play. Just gets into the hole and just stops and props. Safe hands as well. A bit of pressure coming from the side, but like you said, being comfortable overhead.
Live action now, going for the conversion. Oh, looked upfield too quickly and lost it. It was right on the chest of Amanda Howson, and she just thought she had it before she did. Couldn't turn up and get over the end zone line, but they are in control now. 24-13, West Australia. As time ticks down, that's almost an insurmountable lead. You'd think 11 points puts them in a pretty safe position to go through to the next final. So ACT with a chance to respond. They've got to do something quickly if they do. Carmali, oh, that's a horrible snap. Danny de Groot sent it wayward. Carmali just looks bemused by how that all occurred. They'll get another chance. Apologies between teammates. That does happen, and it's great to also see the other injured player out there. Garrett back on the field on the right receiving side. De Groot, better snap that time. Carmali goes in motion. That was a really nice run by Laura Fletcher. Got upfield really quickly, and another player down.
I think this was more of a stray hand to the face. Completely accidental, but definitely doesn't tickle.
Sometimes you get those glove in the eye. It can really hurt. We'll check out the replay. The handoff was beautifully disguised by Carmali. Blitzer was totally fooled. Here it is here. Yeah, hand in the face. You're absolutely correct. And that's Catherine Riley on the ground. And she looks like she might have had it in the eye. Slowly kind of rolled over.
She's been a playmaker on both sides of the ball, so a big loss if she wasn't able to get back up.
Also could be taking some breathing time, make sure she's okay. Late in this game, you don't want to risk anything. Flags both pulled early. The run continued, and that's where the contact occurred. Totally accidental. And there she is being helped up by the coaches. Well done to Riley of the West Australians, gets the clap off. Of course, West Australia has dominated this game the second half. 24-13 is the scoreline, but I feel like that is an underestimation for how they've played in the second half particularly. Of course, ACT had the momentum in the first, been really swinging up and down roller coaster ride for us here in commentary. Danny de Groot is going to snap it to Carmali. The doctor and the star of the ACT flag football fakes a handoff, goes instead. It's tipped down. Great defence. Oakley Jones with the blitzing run. Got a hand to it quickly and efficiently.
Yeah, that was a great blitz there to get right up in the face. We've been calling for it all day. Get in the QB's face and you go a long way to stopping them.
The blitzer must start 7 yards away from the line of scrimmage. So they put their hand up. You'll see it occasionally when we get eyes on the defence. Danny de Groot, though, on close-up, snapping it now to Carmali. Off they go. Goes down the middle. Can't find a receiver. Michelle Greenwood had it and lost it. Huge defensive stop by West Australia, and that's a turnover on downs. And with time ticking down in this pool match on finals day, it looks like Western Australia are going to take it out. 24-13, the current score.
It didn't look like that early when it was up 13-zip ACT, but 24 points unanswered at the moment for WA has got them well and truly on top.
Second half has been the game changer, and West Australia have been in control. Howson is back into the quarterback position. Interesting snap, fakes the handoff to the other QB, goes down the centre to Davies Morgan, who's had more receptions than anyone on the West Australian side. We've loved watching her. The Raider who can do just everything. Snaps it, gets upfield, receives it. The ability to turn and present and get the hands up in that is not easy, especially when you come from ground level as the snapper. Davies Morgan snaps it to Howson. Howson going long, looks for the other quarterback, has hands, great hands. Louise Devine, not only a quarterback star of the WA Raiders, but a receiving star as well. That is a team play the likes I've not seen. 2 quarterbacks starting, 1 goes into reception. And there is a huge offensive play for the West Australian Raiders.
Both QBs not scared to go deep. And both QBs have got good hands as receivers. So a real weapon that the WA Raiders have got.
Here they go again. Howson tries to go to the sideline, does so, gets to Sophia Davies Morgan, gets over and gets into the end zone. Touchdown, West Australian Raiders.
I think that almost puts it beyond doubt. 30 points unanswered.
30 points unanswered. That was an outstanding little play. It wasn't too tricky. They didn't need to be too tricky. They get over the touchdown and they get into a position where they're unassailable lead. Now they're in a chance to go 2-point conversion. Now this might just be for practice because they're so far ahead. Howson takes the high snap, runs forward herself, directs the receivers. There's ball up and contested, but no one could bring it down in a busy space. Almost got it, did Sophia Davies Morgan, but she's had enough points on the board. I think that time, you can give one to the defense just one time. Sophia Davies Morgan has been incredible. And Amanda Howson with the fake handoff there really disguised it well. That was what allowed Davies Morgan to get into space near the pylon as the time ticks down and ACT will take control on an offensive drive that might be the last of the game.
Davies Morgan has definitely been, I'm going to give her the player of the game so far because, like you said, being able to snap and get upfield and be so dangerous.
Snap goes to Carmali. Hand off to her player. There's a lot of speed coming up the field. This is Rihanna Kuss for the ACT. And there is the full-time whistle. So Rihanna Kuss with a nice run to end the game for the ACT women, but it's all a little too late. Scoreline in favour of the West Australians. It ends up 30-13 in favour of the West Australian Raiders. It was a game of 2 halves. ACT went 13 points up at the start. There were unanswered points. And then WA came out of the halftime blocks and absolutely crushed it. 30 unanswered points, and they go into the sheds as winners of that one. They'll go up in the rankings, and they will contest a semi-final later on today. A third member of our team, Danny Webb, is sidelined with number 4, the QB for the West Australians, Louise Devine.
So I'm here with Lou, the quarterback from WA. And Lou, you had 2 scores late there to absolutely seal the game. How'd you keep the composure?
I think we knew we needed to win, so it was a do or die to have a chance to get into that final. So we've got to wait for the results in the other game to see how we go. But we needed to win, so we needed to get it done. So we just needed to forget about it and next series get on and get it done.
And what is the plan next series moving forward? You got a game plan?
If we're in the game, to win.
Perfect. I'll let you get to the huddle, and back to you, Kate.
Thanks, Danny.
Thank you.
Thanks, Louise Devine, for giving us some time at the end of an incredible game. And, hey, get in a game and win. That's a pretty good tactic, and that's exactly what Louise Devine intends to do with her WA Raiders. And I like the sounds of that, T-Mac. What do you think?
It's definitely a game plan that I would have gone with, so smart by her. But, yeah, it all depends on the results the other way. In the other field, field 2, 3 and 4 has been flat out there all day. But, yeah, they're going to be dangerous. If they can get into those finals, it's not a team you want to play, I don't think.
We'll take a look at the standings, as you mentioned that. Queensland at the moment in control on 12 points. New South Wales second place with 9. Then it's all up to who wins the next ones. WA and Western Australia and Victoria, are tied on 6 points each, and then it's the ACT and South Australia in last at the moment. So Queensland looks set to go into the semi-finals, and it will be a matter of the next couple of games as to who contests that other finals position. Queensland and New South Wales at the moment at the top of the standings. Big thank you to everyone tuning in at home for this day of flag football, the 2024 national tournament. We're going to crown the national winners, the team winners, but of course we're also going to select the Australian squad team who will go and contest the World Championships in Finland later on. Just about to set up for the next match. It's going to be the men's, and we can't wait to bring it to you. We're going to take a short break. My name's Kate Allman. I'm here with Tommy Mack from the Any Given Sunday podcast. If you like what you're listening to, please do give us a shout out on social media, Any Given Sunday AU, Kate Allman. And we'll be back with the next game right after this break.